This is still the POLITY, and we're reaching you live from the Abuja studios of Kaftan TV. Right now, it's time for us to go deeper into the discussions of today. And joining me to do justice to the discussion of today, I have with me David Nwokorie. He is a consultant and also a social media manager. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the program. And my second guest for today is someone you already know, our very own Dr. Abdullahi Suleiman, Public Affairs Analyst. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you on the program. And just you have kept to your word, just like you promised last week, that whenever we need you again, you are going to be here with us in the studio. And for you, it's going to be, a continuation of where we left it last week as regards the back and forth between the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, and the embattled former governor of Kogi State. And for today, I'm going to be starting from my right-hand side, from David's angle of the studio. Today, what are your thoughts on? What are your general thoughts on, the back and forth between the EFCC and the embattled former governor of Kogi State? Let's establish that before we proceed. And just before you respond, viewers at home, our phone lines are open. You can now call in to make your contributions and also ask your questions. The number you can call in is scrolling on your screen right now.
Okay, so first of all, for the sake of clarification, I am not a consultant. I am a media advisor to the senator representing Imo North, who is also the chairman Senate Committee on Steel.
Very well done.
But of course, one way or the other, I'm intertwined with the media spectrum. So in regards to that, I think we had that conversation before I came on air. For several reasons, which you understand, I'll be a bit clinical with my analysis and not necessarily broad or
for so many reasons, so many reasons which I beg not to understand. For so many reasons which I beg not to understand, I would want you, to be as as incisive, and I would want you to be as opinionated as you can on the program today.
Well, the truth is, if you listen to the respected legal practitioner Daniel Boala a couple of weeks ago, and I'd like to borrow his line of thought. The law is the law, and the law is not sentimental. It's not about modeling effusiveness.
Knows no emotion.
It's not about being emotive. If you, for instance, I give you a few instances. If you, for instance, there's a speculation that a certain amount of money has, you looted a certain amount of money while in...
Someone looted a certain amount of money.
Someone looted a certain amount of money while given an office in trust. And substantively, there is no, what you call prima facie, lawyers call it prima facie, evidence beyond reasonable doubt. In civil cases is upon a preponderance of evidence. In criminal cases is evidence beyond reasonable doubt. And you cannot substantively prove that Mr. A has done this at that moment. I think it's best to keep it to within the confines of the law and let things play out fully. I believe that what I've seen so far is we live in a political climate where, of course, you know that the literacy rate in Nigeria is somewhere between 33 and 40%, with all due respect to Nigerians. People who are less informed about the law, who are less informed about procedure or the methodology of handling issues like this. And so you have seen a mass execution. People have conducted trial in their homes on WhatsApp platforms, WhatsApp groups. People who do not understand, they cannot quote one act or one
of the law, right?
Of the penal or criminal code. They have conducted the trial in their WhatsApp groups and they've passed judgment.
Now, David, let me hang you on for a minute. You quoted the literacy and illiteracy rates in Nigeria. Obviously, the illiteracy rate is quite higher than the literacy rate. you also, made the analogy of the fact that if someone is alleged to have misappropriated some funds that were, given to him while he was in office, that was given to him on trust, it is still, an allegation until speculative until proven guilty before a court of a competent jurisdiction. But don't you think that, the onus lies on the accused also? If you are not, I am alleging that you stole something, I didn't steal anything. Don't you think the onus is also on me to come out and prove my innocence?
Well, technically, as it stands, the law has been...
Technically, no. Are you speaking technically or factually, or how it's supposed to be?
Well, factually, if he who alleges must prove, the onus does not explicitly lie on the accused to prove. The onus lies on the person who has laid out the allegation. If I say Mr. I'm going to answer your question.
So while he that is alleging, while the onus is on him to prove, the accused, is at liberty to keep running away.
I'm not saying that the accused is running away. Again, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I think what is playing out, we did have this discussion before now, is that that there is a little bit of ambiguity. There's some nebulous strings attached to the decisions or the verdicts that have been given by both courts, and I think that given the right to dignity, the right to his freedom of movement, his self-esteem, the self-respect, he should be accorded the respect. If I come out, I did give an instance again. Someone comes, a lady comes, for instance, Mrs. B comes on a YouTube page or does Instagram live and is crying, "Oh, Mr. A raped me." You would see a situation where people get easily pricked, and that's why some people have condemned the actions of the EFCC chairman, saying it was unnecessary to conduct a media trial on a man that has not been a formal trial, to the best of my knowledge, in court, and you're yet to bring substantive evidence. And we have seen cases where investigative agencies bring somebody, keep him in custody for days, and they say after 30 days, "Oh my lord, give us another 30 days. We are still cooking up evidence." You don't have evidence, and you're living in court.
Okay, David,
so I think it's best to.
I have to hold you on for a second. I will be back to your submission. Dr. Suleiman, putting all the information out there into consideration, because I'm going this route now because myself and you, on this very program, we've discussed at length on this very issue. Putting all the information out there into consideration right now, would you still describe, the impasse between the EFCC and former Governor YAHAYA BELLO as a political witch hunt? That was the exact word you used to describe the whole situation that the former governor is going through right now, and that is the reason why I'm bringing it back to you, considering the fact that there were allegations that about $825,000 was paid in advance to the American International School in advance for his children's tuition fee, $720,000 of that amount, which was refunded by the said school. What are your thoughts on this? Would you still, at this point now, would you still consider the whole scenario as a political witch hunt on the former governor YAHAYA BELLO?
You see, thank you very much. I would have love to speak on this aspect, because you are tactically making me the spokesperson of YAHAYA BELLO.
No. I'm not making you.
With all sense of judgment, understand now.
Okay.
Let me tell you, when you are talking of leadership and strategy as a leader, if he pays his children's school fees in advance as a leader, he's right. I don't see anything. I can't fault it.
In dollars?
In dollars.
In dollars?
Even in pound sterling.
Okay.
You understand now? That's why I have to tell you, you should understand I'm not speaking. But when it comes to rational judgment, you understand now? As a leader, whatever will make you to perform excellently, you understand now? Take it away from your life. Even if you have a wife, she can take you to court, you understand? You can divorce your wife for you to serve the people better. So look, let me tell you, me and you can have a break, you understand now? Because I want to, this is a serious enormous task before me. We are talking of lives of millions of people, you understand now? I don't want distraction. Sweetheart, please, you have to relocate, maybe to my family home, or you give me a chance and let me face the issue square. It happens between what? President Muhammad Buhari and his wife. That's what try to place out then. You understand now? Governance is a serious business. If the issue of petty issues, children's school fees, going out, taking them from the school, taking them back, bothering all those, understand now? Look, I can say, look, I have a security vote that is meant for the governor and is not accountable for it. So for him, that children's school fees is part of his security for him to perform excellently.
So now, I'm coming, Dr. Suleiman.
I'm telling you, understand?
Yes.
As a leader, whatever will make you perform, I want to see it from rational point of view with all sorts of what? Of logic, you understand now? If you are going on transit, whatever that you needed to settle your family at home, it will give given to you.
So now, as a leader, whatever it is that will make you to perform you have to do it, even if it means paying your children's school fees in advance from the state's treasury.
Look, you have to understand.
From the state's treasury. No, I'm coming.
Yes, do it. That's why I said
from the state's treasury.
That's why I said you have what we call security vote. And this aspect, you can affiliate it to what we call security vote. It's part of the security of excellence, you understand now.
Excuse me, Dr. Suleiman.
We have fiscal security, we have economic security, we have social security, we have psychological security. You understand now? This is what we are saying. Look, we are still modeling within the third century, what that we're operating.
Dr. Suleiman, I need to hold you on for a second. If you say the security vote is something, paying his children's school fees from the security vote, are you saying it is legally correct?
Oh my God.
No, are you saying it is legally correct for a state governor?
That is what I'm telling you.
Are you saying it is legally correct for a state governor to take money that was meant to oversee the general security situation of the state for personal use? What do you mean by personal use? His family, are they not part of the security, part of the society? They are part of the society. You understand now? Let me tell you. Dr. Suleiman, I just want to, over the weekend, YAHAYA Bello's
he took them to court.
Over the weekend, YAHAYA Bello released a statement through his media office, and I'd want my director to display that statement on the screen right now. And part of the excerpt from that very statement, I'd like to read one of it here. He said, since the said press conference, His Excellency YAHAYA Bello's children have attended the American International School, Abuja, well before he became governor, and he has paid fees for his children as and when due without fail. But what was not stated here is that while his children attended this school before he became governor, there was no time the governor paid these school fees in advance. So if this thing is legally correct, why then is the school offering to refund the money? Because of what? Intimidation from EFCC. And let me tell you, if he is being accused, you understand now, of wrongdoing, it is the EFCC should not go to the school. It should be part of what? The 19-point issues, understand now, against what? The issue I can call. This would and trial. And if there is need for them to reform, it is the school is they are a tough party on their own, they are on their business. They don't need a source of income, you understand? And let me tell you, he said in the media officer report that look, in that press publication, he said he has been paying not in advance. This is what I tell him before, that look, I told you here that if that will make him to concentrate
on his official assignment, understand now, who will give it to you? Let me tell you.
Paying it from the state treasury.
Look, it's still not
wait.
Mr. Francis, I want to clear one thing. Please listen attentively. Please, I want you to understand. Look, governance is not just about BELLO.
Okay.
You understand now? If you want to get the best of anybody in the helms of affairs as a leader, you give him all what it takes to be there.
At the expense of the general citizen.
Which expense? Is he not working for the public? If what will make him to achieve success result, you understand now? And let me tell you, if he builds the moral, the logical, psychologically, how will he perform? How will he attend to all those things?
Okay,
let me tell you,
Dr. Suleiman, you said if it will make him to achieve success. Now I need you to tell Nigerians, I need you to tell our viewers at home, some specifics. In specific terms, what the things that happened under former Governor YAHAYA Bello's administration that the people of Kogi State can point to and say, we are proud of this man because we experienced this during his time as the governor of the state.
Thank you very much. Very good. You see, projects speak for themselves. Since the creation of Kogi State in 1991, if I'm not mistaken, or 1991 or 96. Look, the state capital Lokoja has been what it is for 21 years before the coming of BELLO.
Okay.
There was no any turnaround. It was BELLO that come to construct the first flyover bridge we have today, in Lokoja. He turns around the face of Lokoja. The Kogi Polytechnic, established by President Bakar Audu, was made to be a world standard class. Today, go there, you have a lot of affiliated universities worldwide to that Kogi Polytechnic. Then, since the creation of Kogi State, we have one university, that is Anyamba University of Anyamba, created by His Excellency President Bakar Audu. It was the coming of BELLO. We now have 2 additional universities.
So what would you say about the 13 months unpaid salaries under his watch?
I'm coming. You asked about what can we show.
So what would you say about 13
if you are telling me
salaries under his watch?
Let me give you, understand now. I can run it down for you. A lot of projects that have not been there, that have not been achieved within those 21 years, that were being achieved within 8 years. You understand now? Fantastic, good and fine. I told you here that, look, payment of salary by percentage does not start with BELLO. It started with previous administration before BELLO.
So payment of salary.
I'm coming. You understand now? If it has been done by previous government in percentage, and we have no capital, fiscal project, understand, infrastructure to justify where is the money going to. Now BELLO has justified, you understand now, what the previous government cannot justify. Look, I pay percentage, coupled with what I was able to generate from internal generated revenue, I have achieved so. We have a lot of turnaround, projects in the state, and which everybody should see. And in every revolution, there are people to pay for the price.
Very well then.
No revolution.
Suleiman, I have to hold you on for a second and go over to the side of the studio. Right now, looking at your submission, by submission now, do you see this the trials of former Governor YAHAYA Bello as a political witch hunt?
Depends on the angle you want to look at it, but
I want to hear it from your own angle.
Looking at it ipso facto, what lawyers call ipso facto, meaning a Latin word for by the very fact itself. You cannot link. Remember the EFCC chairman, I'll borrow his words. EFCC chairman made a press conference a couple of days ago, and he said it's not being used by anybody. He's been appointed to investigate, and he's been appointed to go after people for whom there has been some level of speculations or allegations that these persons have been involved in some unwholesome conduct, one way or the other. So you cannot say it is a political witch hunt if you do not have a proof for it. So I do not think this is politically motivated. I think that this is part of a flurry of political cases that the EFCC has undertaken, howbeit I was talking to someone before I came on air, very unsuccessful. I think on a scale of 100%, if you look at past governors or past public office holders that the EFCC has investigated, when you look at the percentage of successful convictions, I don't think it's up to 25%. So you look at, I don't want to name names, but there's so many of them. He even said it, that there's so many of them who the EFCC has come after, and today they are free on the street. I think the peculiar issue that we should look at here, and I would not be surprised if after all of this grandstanding and optics and verbal gymnastics and rhetorical grammatics and drama being put out for show, and the media is making so much money, and some people are trying to, because one thing I've understood is that the government, certain political office holders are trying to seem posture, as though, oh, I'm very active, I'm doing my job, so you can see people say, even if it means me resigning, I'll resign, I have to do the right thing. But I think, and I still believe that it is wrong for you to, even here, whatever we are discussing here remains in the confines of public opinion. You're not a judge, you cannot be a judge, you can only give your opinion as to what I think. You cannot say there's an allegation that there was, like he rightly mentioned, if you believe strongly that he did it, then be patient enough, put this as part of the litany of charges that you have against him, present it before the court. My lord, XYZ at XYZ time, the former governor of the state, Mr. YAHAYA BELLO, transferred a huge sum of $720,000 to XYZ school for being the payment of the fees for his children. And you, the EFCC prosecutor, has to prove, you bring forensic evidence that yes, this was taken from state coffers. So you do not have the right. I feel that if Mr. Bello, after the whole of this drama, decides to sue the EFCC for, will I call it defamation, or for attacking his self-dignity, he would not be out of place. So let the full course of the law play itself out. And I find it a bit ridiculous, again, I'd have to say this, being on the cautious side, that that the Economic Financial Crimes Commission will bring out a statement declaring Yahaya Bello wanted, to say that you do not actually know that. Can you verify to us, to Nigerians, if you were to call the EFCC chairman now, sit down and tell us truly that you do not know where this man is. So what are you declaring him wanted for? Go to court, let the court issue a writ of mandamus. Once the court issues a writ of mandamus, it compels you, wherever you are, any human being, anywhere you are in the world, even if you're in the Atlantic Ocean, they will go for you and find you. And when you do not appear, they will know that you have faulted. So don't put so much pressure and don't sensationalize the issue when you're blowing so hot, and you have, I think Daniel Bala did say same thing a couple of days ago, that it's as though from the actions of the chairman that you have revealed so much to the accused and given him weapons for which to arm himself against you. So it's totally unnecessary, and I do not think that it is a political witch hunt. We should not call it a political witch hunt, but rather EFCC doing what it has done, the usual. And I would not be surprised, I'm sorry, if this case is not pursued to the latter. To the latter. I hope it is. It will be. I remember that there was this faith and this confidence in due process after the immediate past, the currently suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, that the government could take that decision. It was a very bold move. So we are hoping that something comes out from this multiple criminal investigations that have been going on for decades. All
right then. Doctor, you heard him in clear terms. He said he doesn't believe that this whole thing is a political witch hunt, or rather is politically motivated. But then the atmosphere back home in Kogi states otherwise. A lot of his kinsmen believes that there is a political undertone to this, which you alluded to sometimes on the program. Now, you know, to that effect, one barrister Halima Alpha Gaya, PhD, you know, even wrote an open letter to Senator Natasha Akpoti, you know, calling her to, you know, shed swords on this very issue. How much of an influence do you think that Senator Natasha Akpoti has in this very issue? And I also wanted to react to David's believe that this whole thing is not politically motivated.
You see, I give two dimensions to it last week.
Okay.
One, I said the model of operandi of EFCC.
Of the EFCC.
You understand now, is of my great concern, because I'm a student of leadership and strategic studies. At the affairs, at that point of affairs of a national institution that is so sensitive, understand now, and have to do with every citizen, particularly citizens at the point of leadership. Understand now, the values, doctrine of being a leader must be adhered to strictly. And you should have a strategy in which you adopt in attacking issues differently. One approach should not be that you use for Mr. A should not be the same approach for Mr. B. Understand now? Because their background and their tendency to react to the environment at which you are operating is quite different. Understand now? This is, when you are talking of Fayose operated under PDP administration. You are talking of BELLO under APC administration.
Ruling party.
Ruling party. So now, let me take you to it. Before now, we have seen a lot of protests being sponsored by group and individual from Kogi East. You understand now? That is number two, cut it short. After this incident of last week, the court has made a statement that someone BELLO through his counsel, because they are appearing unconditional. You understand now? When we want to see them, we see them. Then good and fine, the court has made a statement. EFCC, go and wait. Someone give all your summon, understand, whatever you have through the council. You understand now? Which they are son. They will serve it to BELLO. Sit down with him, discuss. You understand now? They will get back to court and get back to you. What are we saying? In this aspect, the court has become a peace broker between EFCC and BELLO, and the council are to work with the court. Whenever they want to see BELLO, the council will find it necessary to bring him and make him appear in the court. That is it. In this aspect, Mr. Francis, EFCC has respected the court ruling in Nwokorie that they are not stamping on what? On his fundamental human right. In this aspect, the council that are working are doing their job professionally as senior advocate of Nigeria. And with this aspect, BELLO have to respect what? All the judicial process as far as this case is concerned. Whenever he's been invited through his counsel, they must provide him. And if he's been absent, they must give logical reason for him not to be appeared.
So I want to speak to the Natasha BELLO aspect of this.
That is one of it. Let me still tell you, last week, the same group of individuals from Kogi is sponsor another protest in the standard to EFCC headquarters here in Abuja. To the best of my, I saw it live when a lady turned her, her board or plaque, this thing, their cardboard paper upside down. That's she don't even know what she's doing. The guy have to come and rearrange and tell her what is out for you to hold this. So this is a mobilized and sponsor group. You understand now? For God's sake, where are we going to? Let me tell you. You see, the issue of government, we don't want to trivialize, you understand now, issue at this state level, because it is our state, we have a law for it's part of Nigeria. Because if Kogi state is on fire, between the central, you understand now, Kogi central and Kogi east, or between Old BELLO state and Old Kwara state, you understand now, that, look, I don't think anybody coming from the north going to east, or anybody from the east going to north will not find it easy. You understand now? There will be a serious security challenges and threat to life and property. So now, let me tell you, in this aspect, still yet, as I'm talking to you, reference to one issue lead to the other. Looking at their activities from east to west, east central, eastern Kogi State, these the same people, the former Deputy Governor of YAHAYA BELLO, Achuba, called a press conference. In that press conference, when everything was saying about individual YAHAYA BELLO and his successor, Ododo, is completely negative. He didn't anything positive from anybody. But whatever touches them, you understand now, is wrong. Whatever comes from their place is right. For God's sake, we said anything that have advantage have disadvantage. And have the disadvantage have advantage. Now, why will they continue to see the negativity of everything from Kogi Central? They don't see anything positive from it. They believe that, look, as far as Kogi State, it is leadership there, the governorship is their birthright.
But Senator Natasha Akpoti is from the Kogi Central. She has called on former Governor YAHAYA BELLO to submit himself to the EFCC.
Let me tell you, thank God, you see, let me finish with this case, understand now. So in this aspect, you understand now, let's see it remove sentiment and not trivialize it.
Of course,
emotional feelings. Let me tell you, Achuba is a SDP member, and he said they arrested who?
Doctor, I want you to react to Senator Natasha Akpoti's comments in all of this, because our time is fast.
They are from the same constituency. They are brothers and sisters. Okay, that is a sisterly advice to him. To the best of her knowledge, come out and submit yourself to what? To EFCC. Fine, she's entitled to her own opinion, understand now. But there's a legal process already on motion, understand now. Nobody can jump that legal procedure. So let's see how it ends up. So look, you just said it, my brother just said it here, look, we have turned our bedroom, you understand now, to the courtroom whereby everybody is passing his judgment. You understand? This is the problem, you know. So now, look, even lawyers, non-lawyers want to prove now they know everything about lawyers. You understand now? Everybody is now a journalist. Look, that is not it. For you to be a journalist doesn't even mean that, look, because you are practicing journalism makes you a journalist. Who trained you to be a journalist? Which institution do you get your credentials for as a journalist?
Then, Dr. Suleiman, I want us to take this discussion a step further, because our time is fast spent, and I would like to see what we can do within the next 5 minutes left for us in the studio this afternoon. David, what are your thoughts? Putting all of this into consideration, not too long ago we had the Better Edu issue. Now we're having the former Governor YAHAYA BELLO's issue is in our front. Now, as at the time he became the governor of Kogi State, he became the youngest he became the youngest man to ever become the governor of Nigeria. Putting all of this, allegation, do you think this in any way points to the fact that the youth, the younger generation, are not really, ready for sensitive leadership positions? I'm talking about youth inclusiveness in leadership.
Yeah, so I think that before
you have 2 minutes to do justice to that.
Yeah, before you talk about if young people can be effective in politics or not, I think young people need to understand the basic ethics or the etymology of what it means to be in politics. I'd like to just in 30 seconds give an academic background. If you know me, you know my name, and you don't know where I come from, you don't know who my siblings are or what my family is like, then you don't really know me. See, the word politics comes from the Greek word politika, which means affairs of states. Politics, as defined by David Easton, he says it's about who gets what, when, and where. As defined by Bismarck, the Prussian diplomat, he said politics is about the quality of being able to make choices at constantly evolving moments about the less harmful and the more useful.
Okay.
it is about the need for young people to understand that the political space is not just about holding a political position. It's about being ideological, having a leaning, having passion for the people, having the right values, being very objective, to know that you are entrusted with a position to serve the interest of other people.
Okay.
And I believe that the best way that young people can be part of politics, because there are different stratas of politics. There's macro politics, there's mesopolitics, and there's micro politics. The macro politics is about politics at the national level. Micro politics is picketing, voting, mass protest, which is a role that younger people can play. I think it first starts by young people forming organizations by themselves, which is one of the things which I am doing currently with a youth project that we are working on coming up in August called the African Youth Conference. Youth need to come together first to diverge. Okay. And every right-thinking politician who's a veteran will tell you this was prominent in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Youth need to converge, form organizations by themselves that have values. And when these organizations come together, then you can speak as one voice. All right, and then you can
David,
evolve into mainstream politics.
I'd have to hold you on there because our time is fast spent, so I can take the final words of Dr. Suleiman. What are your thoughts, putting all of this into consideration, and youth's inclusiveness in governance?
We have seen the dynamism of youth in politics from the pattern of His Excellency Dr. Bello. You have seen the radicalism, you understand now, in politics in the 21st century in Bello. We have seen the transformation, you understand now, of youthful, gymnastic and acrobatic means of getting this done within the shortest period of time as far as youth is concerned. So I urge the older generation that are now against the dynamism of Bello should leave him alone and let's see what we can get out of him, from him, at the national level. And let me tell you, the same thing now is playing within what is happening to his successor, Usman Ududu, because let me tell you, in tribunal now, the same clique of people from Kogi East, you understand now, are preempting the outcome of the tribunal, because I don't know how they might to know that, look, the tribunal sitting, the final judgment is coming on 29th of May. You understand now? And it's not known to other camp. How did Ajaka camp come to know about it? You understand now? They are making contribution of money, telling people how they are contributing money. You understand now about Igala agenda, trying to intimidate people with money, harass people with money. You understand now? Getting to tell you that, look, they are doing this, they are doing that. Look, is this all about politics? You understand now? We have hold power for 21 years. For just 8 years, you understand now? Slip off your fingers. You are crown foul everywhere. You are choking the share media, the media with what?
Thank you so much, Dr. Suleiman. Attacking everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Suleiman. Our time is fast spent. David Nwokorie, you're welcome. Thank you so much for your time on the program today. And also, Dr. Suleiman, Public Affairs Analyst, thank you so much for your time on the program today. And I do hope that next time when we call you to join us on the program, you'd kindly make yourself available. Viewers at home, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of the program. Do well to join us again, same time, same station tomorrow. My name remains Francis Adeniyi. Bye.